I did something really cool right now. I downloaded a local AI model known as Quen 3.59 billion parameters locally on my computer. One sec, let me just lower the volume. And now I'm just gonna give this prompt that ChatGPT told me to give it. Let's see. And if you're talking about RAM consumption, I've got Brave with 5 tabs open. I've got Spotify running in the background with some lo-fi music. It's using 2 gigs of swap memory, which is technically my SSD acting as RAM, I guess, and it's using 7 gigs of actual. If you're wondering, this is way weaker than ChatGPT. If I give the same prompt to ChatGPT, the answer will be ready by now, and it's like way weaker. But the good thing about these type of models are it's totally secure. Like, I'm not giving any of my information to any type of company. This is running locally on my laptop. Okay, it's very hot right now, but it's running locally on my laptop. It's using my RAM, my resources, completely off of my power. I don't have to pay for this. It's completely free. But you do need like average, a better than average hardware for running a model. Okay, it generated the prompt after almost 10 minutes of waiting. It's a huge answer to what I gave it. And I think it's 10.4 thousand tokens. In case if you're wondering, this is the last year's M4 MacBook Air with 10 core CPU, 8 core GPU with 16 gigs of RAM or unified memory as Apple likes to call it, with 256 gigs of storage. It's not the one with 10 core GPU or nothing. It's just the base model. I bought it for $1,000 or 1 lakh rupees in India. I wanted to see how good it runs local AI models on it as unified memory, as I've heard that unified memory is really good for running local AI models. That's why I tried 2 models. Number one, the Quen 9 billion model, and then the DeepSeek 14 billion parameter model. I could have tried the 24 billion parameter model, but then 16 gigs of RAM would be really limiting on that. So yeah. Okay, today we are trying out the 14 billion parameter model from DeepSeek. Yesterday we tried out the 9 billion one. Today we're trying out the 14 billion one. The 9 billion was Quen 3.5 9 billion MLX model. Today we are trying out the DeepSeek R1 Distill Quen 14 billion model. This one should be, I think, twice as more reasonable, powerful, and also slower, to be honest, because it's gonna be taking a lot more RAM. And I will give the same prompt I gave to the 9 billion model, which is this one. And let's see how much time it takes. The 9 billion model took almost 8.5 minutes to generate the answer. And for RAM, this is using way more RAM. I have nothing open in the background. That's it. Nothing. Like no Brave, no Spotify, nothing. And it's still using all my RAM. Well, it finished in less than 6 minutes, which is crazy. That model took 8 minutes and 30 seconds to finish and gave me the same answer for this prompt. Now, one of the biggest reasons for that is it only gave me 3,000 tokens. That model gave me 11,000 tokens. Yeah, so it's a way smaller answer. Yeah, that's it. That's the answer. Okay, quick update. This model sucks, bro. Just if you really want to have a model on your laptop, just get the Quen one. Quen 3.59 billion model. That's it, bro. This one sucks. The sense of humor, the personality is just so bad. All it's saying is AI, bro. I want a normal answer, not AI in my answer. Like, I get it, I'm talking to an AI, but you don't have to prove it like that. I was playing around with the settings, and what I noticed was that if you go here and go into library, you can go into each model and change its personality settings or system prompt, and you can tell it how to behave. That's what exactly I did. You can change other settings too, but I'm just gonna keep it at default for now. What I did was I pasted this personality prompt into here. It's not going to make a huge difference, but let's see. And this time I will test it with a newer prompt. I will put this prompt inside both the models. I'm starting with the Quen 3.59 billion parameter model, this one exactly, and once I paste this in, I'm gonna close all my background apps. There is no background apps except the stats app, which is monitoring the RAM, CPU, and GPU temps, and just the weather app. That's okay. And now, boom, that's it. Let's see, and I will test this with both the models. Both the models have the new personality settings inside of them, and instantly it's using, okay, almost all the RAM, I guess. No, it stopped at 73%. Well, it's done. It took almost 10 minutes to generate the prompt, and it's a huge prompt. It's like 13.1 thousand tokens, but I will not finish here. ChatGPT told me to give a follow-up prompt after it's done finishing, which I will do right now, and I will close Brave. So there are no background apps. And then now let's see what it does after I give it this prompt. Okay, it's done. It took 15 minutes and 10 seconds to generate the follow-up prompt, the answer of the follow-up prompt. But now I will do it with the DeepSeek model. So let's just remove this, change the model to DeepSeek, which is a 14 billion parameter model, and then give the first prompt that I'd given it to the Quen model, and let's see how much time this one takes. And it will take a lot more RAM and resources because it's a bigger model. If we go here, it will start using all my RAM in a second. Wait. Yep, see? It instantly jumped. Well, the DeepSeek model finished generating the prompt in just 6 minutes and 3 seconds, but this prompt is way smaller than the Quen one. Way smaller. Like, it just finishes right here. But I will give it the follow-up question too. And now let's see. In my opinion, I think the Quen model is better if you want to daily drive it, because it uses less RAM, less system resources, and gives better answers. Well, I finished reading the answers from both the models, and I still think the DeepSeek model sucks. Not only is this answer very short and incomplete, but also it's still full of AI. Like, I don't want to hear that. I wanna have a actual problem-solving answer like the Quen one has given. Exactly. It should be big. It should not be very brief, and it should actually answer the question that I gave it. I also asked ChatGPT about this. At this point, it's just ChatGPT reviewing two models. But yeah, even ChatGPT agrees with me that Quen model is better than the DeepSeek one. And now, finally, the project has ended, and I can delete this from my 256 gig SSD. Both these models combined with the Bionic app that I'm running it on is, I think, 14 gigs of storage space, which is a lot. Okay, on 256 gig of SSD, you start noticing it. It's a lot.